there! I'm going to show you how to use the angled tip of the ShadowSense, the Onyx ShadowSense, to do your eyeliner. So this is an eyeshadow, but it's got this nice angled brush on it, see there? So the first thing I do is I'm going to do very, very thin layers. Our colors are very, very concentrated, and so a little bit goes a long way. All right, so I wipe that off on the top of the tube, and then like I said, there's this nice angle on this brush that I think you can see. So I'm going to hit my eyelid right at this angle, mostly using just this tip here to do the line this way and to swoop out a little bit to sort of a wing. And then I flip it over this way so that I get this nice point here, and I use that to get this part of the line. And then I'll go in and with kind of this flat side of the angle, I'll pull my lid away from my eye just a bit, give it a couple seconds dry time, and then I'll go on the bottom waterline there. Again, a couple seconds dry time, and then release that. So now I'll show you what I just talked about. So I'm going to go in again at this angle and get right up there next to my lashes, pull it out to whatever kind of slight wing you want. I always bring it in just a little bit from that wing on the outside there, about to where the color, if you're looking straight on, about to where the color of your eye would start. That's about where I bring that outside line on the bottom in. So now I'm going to flip it upside down and go in here with that very tip there, right on this lash line. You can go as thick as you like, but I'm trying to show you how much precision you can get even with this angled applicator. So you can now see that there's that line there. If you aren't pleased with it, go back in. Okay. And then I'm going to use, like I said, this flat part. Sometimes I just need to reload a little bit, so wipe that right on there. And I'm going to do that bottom waterline. So again, pull away just a bit to give it a couple of seconds of dry time. And I hit this with a very thin layer right along my lashes. A little dry time, a little blink time. And then if you want another layer, you can go back in there. I'm pretty satisfied with how this looks, but if you wanted to be a little thicker, you could just go back in there again. Just let it dry a little bit between layers. Think of it like lip sense. So you start with clean dry, you do a thin layer, and then you apply more. Same with our ShadowSense. So if you wanted a little bit more there, you could do that. If you want your wing to be a little bit more dramatic, you can pull that out. The other thing you can do, so there, that's how I typically do my liner. The other thing you can do is use an angled brush. So let me show you one of those. One that is angled. See that? So if I hold it up and down, you can see that angle. And also it's very thin. So you can see that that'll give you a lot of precision there. If you want a very, very defined line, or you want a good specific wing, some precision on there, you can use this brush. So what I do is I just load right from the applicator. Just kind of get a little bit on there, and I'll show you on this side. Sometimes I'll start my wing with a brush, so I'll sort of mark it out there. But you could also use this as your brush. So if you wanted to do a fairly dramatic wing, you could kind of pull this out this way with lots of precision. So you can see you can get just a very, very fine line. And this angled brush allows you to get in there however you want to. So again, kind of recreating the same kind of effect on that other eye. And you could do the same thing with this one. with this angled brush to reload a bit. Again, like I said, a little bit of this goes a long way, so I usually just kind of tap the brush on the applicator. All right, so I showed you how dramatic this can be. The other thing is, until this sets, you really have some pliability to it, but then once it's in place how you want it, it'll stay all day. So once that sets, so even if I wanted to take this one, it's a little thick, and get a little more precision, one way you can do that is sort of smear it out with your finger while it's still a little wet. So just that corner can kind of pull that up, and you can also blend it up into your crease if you want it to go a little softer and blended. You can do that. I usually use a smudge brush. So lots of flexibility in our cream to powder shadows here. There you go. There's several ways to do Onyx as your eyeliner. I hope this is helpful.